Welcome back into the ASUG News Studio. My name is Tom Whalgum, one of the site editors of ASUGnews.com. Well, I'm ecstatic to have this power panel in here this afternoon to discuss SAP integration. Thank you all for coming in. We appreciate it. We have 4 board members here, which is unprecedented. We've never had that many. So
really? Wow.
This is the first. So Sherryanne Meyer, welcome back into the studio.
Thank you.
For your second time, I believe.
My pleasure.
You are with Air Products and Chemicals, and you're going to be our HR anchor today, I think.
Okay.
It's
I
a
can
hot
do
topic.
that.
It's a hot topic.
I know. It's a hot topic upstairs, too, in the
Right.
ASUG rooms.
Paul Roche from Network Services, welcome back. This is your, I think, 3rd time in the studio.
Wow.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Chris Chrone.
First time this year.
This first time? Pentair Water, thank
Yes.
you for coming in. We
Thank you.
appreciate it. And Mr. Paul Fipps down on the end from Charmer Sunbelt. Welcome back again to you.
Thanks for having me.
So SAP integration, fun, hot topic. Doesn't get as much play as, say, I don't know, like HANA maybe, but it really never goes away, does it? I mean, it just keeps going on. And so maybe we'll start sharing with you. We've heard a lot about SAP innovation this week, but the SAP integration, as you and I have talked about many times, is a hot topic. When you're thinking about purchasing software these days in this hybrid cloud world, how big of a integration topic does that come up? Is that on top of your agenda, and is that on top of the other people you're working with agenda?
It's right on the top of my agenda. If you talk to the HR business world, they're very enticed by what they see. And the usability is beautiful, with success factors, for example.
Sure.
But really, we've worked so hard to have this one integrated system. For 12 years now, we've brought all our systems together, 27 countries. The great part is everything's integrated. Now, what happens if I take a piece of that and put it out in the cloud? And the HR data is not just for HR. We use it in CRM and SRM. We use it in finance. So there's a lot to think about. It's not just give me 3 to 6 months and let me plug in performance appraisals from somewhere else.
Sure. Paul, I know, Paul Phipps, sorry. Paul, I know you have some, you talked a lot about this. What's the status at Charmer Sunbelt? How big of a topic is this today? Are you making it a big topic?
Yeah, I think integration has to stay at the top of everyone's list. You know, it's really why you get into ERP in the first place.
Right.
It's what drives value for a business. And so as you look at, your question about, your buying decisions around cloud services, on demand, on device, you have to think about how hard is it going to be to integrate with your ERP system.
Right.
And so it's at the top and the forefront of every purchase decision we make.
Paul Roche, is SAP integration on the topic of SAP's people you've met with this week? I mean, are they aware of what you guys are thinking?
Yeah, I think if you look at the marketing messages, you don't hear a lot of integration discussion, but from some of the executive meetings we've had this week, it's definitely on the top of mind for the executives. I think you hear a lot of HANA and mobility discussions, but you hear a lot of CEOs and CFOs and business people coming in to SAP talking about, that's all nice, but I just bought this other business unit or this other company, and I need to find a way to integrate that.
Right.
So it's not a sexy topic, but it's a very important one.
Right. Seamless integration, I love that word, that phrase actually. Chris, is that possible, seamless integration? Put you on the spot.
Oh, thank you very much. Perhaps someday. In my particular company's environment, I think that would be a dream, a fantasy. Integration is hard, regardless of whether it's even SAP products that are partners, even products that are way out in the fray. It's never an easy conversation, an easy exercise. So to use the word seamless with that, I think would be a great place to be. I think there's a long ways to go to get there yet.
Let me play a little devil's advocate. We can all agree that it's hard, and you four are the ones actually doing it. I'm just asking questions.
Yes.
But, there are lots of vendors out there that will sell you a middleware and integration. Why is it still hard? I mean, I don't understand. Like, why? I've never been in the trenches like you all, so it's easy for me to say. But
we can put you there.
Yeah, no, I'm all set here. I prefer this right here. Why is it so still? Why are we still talking about this?
Well, when you talk about a system, you're talking about people, processes, and a technology. So it's much more than just a technology. Yes, somebody could come in and sell me a piece of technology that would help me get the technical components together. It helps systems talk to each other. But really, then think down to all, in my business, the power users I've trained to manage the data correctly and have data integrity in place. They all have to be retrained. They have to understand that when they touch one component of the system, what does that do to that other component that's out there in the cloud? Your IT folks need training. I need training. Tell me what this is. What is HANA? How do I use it? Am I going to use that for integration? Do I use PI? What's the best answer? What are the options out there? I don't even know what those are.
Right.
So it's much more beyond just going out and hiring someone to come in and do something for you.
Has the, Paul, or go ahead.
You know, if I could just add to what Sherry's saying, you know, there's a difference between integration and interface, right?
Yes.
So, you know, a lot of the vendors you're talking about will take interfaces and make them work better with your ERP system. I think where the power of SAP has always been is that it's an integrated environment.
Yes.
And so now as you go outside of that environment with other SAP products, the key is you still want to retain that integration.
Right.
So,
Paul, you're not afraid of using cloud products. Has the rise of cloud, options made things harder or difficult for your corporate-wide enterprise integration strategy?
So I think it makes it difficult as a CIO because you get a lot of functional experts who want to move very fast in different areas, whether it's marketing or sales or HR. And so what you have to try to do is bring it back to a solid business case. And when you think about that, cloud services are great to consume, but as they scale, they get very expensive. And so if you're a certain size company, we've looked at different Salesforce platforms. And as we looked at those platforms and you scale them out to a certain number of sales reps, for example, then an on-premise solution may be a better strategy. So I think it just depends on what you're consuming in the cloud, and again, the integration question has to play into it.
Right, and I think there's an additional piece to that. So you'll look at the application or the process that you're trying to derive, and it may include some piece of that executing in the cloud. Then you have to step back and look at your foundation from an infrastructure and a network layer. What's the traffic increase going to be? We've gone in and dipped our toe into that space using what I'm going to call non-rich transactions, things that don't necessarily impact financials or the way we execute on the production floor, so that we can get some learnings in the environment, as well as make sure it's going to be a non-disruptive venture before we go too much farther.
Paul, what's been the kind of network services on the ground strategy for integration? Do you guys look outside for help with that, or do you stick with the kind of SAP products, the middleware? How do you go about that?
Yeah, for us it's 100% SAP. So we'll take, if it's an application like CRM, which talks natively to the other SAP applications through RFCs or whatever, we'll utilize that without a question. Anything else has to come through our PI infrastructure. So whether it's internal applications or even B2B integrations that we need to do with either our members or our customers, all that by default has to go through PI unless there's a technical reason that it either can't or shouldn't. But so far we've been lucky. Our 100% of our integration have been through SAP to SAP talking directly or through PI.
You're lucky.
Yeah, that may not last.
I know, but buy a ticket.
So staying kind of vanilla with the SAP, that you see that as a benefit of doing, there's some benefits there?
It's a big benefit for us, for our speed to be able to create new integrations, especially in the B2B world. Our application integrations are about the same as they used to be, but in the B2B world, our speed to be able to bring a new partner online and get integrated with them or interfaced with them is a lot faster. We've got models that we follow, whether it's EDI, XML, whatever the transaction type is, and we can just copy it and recreate it very quickly. In the past, that was all custom software for us, and in a lot of instances, we just didn't do it because it was too much work.
Sherryanne, one of the Bridget's keynote the other day, texted out a thing to say, hey, tell us what you're, and lo and behold,
drum roll, please.
Drum roll. Take a wild guess what came in top.
Success factors.
Success
and
factor.
core.
Yes. Does that surprise you?
No, not at all. These questions have been going on for a year. I've had a lot of discussions with consultants and our own HCM community about it. Everyone's a little confused. So the success factors product is really great, and everyone gets that. They get the equation, but you can't. We don't at our SAP hardcore on-premise product owners don't look at it as most other people have looked at the success factors equation. We're saying, I've got all this stuff on site. I own all this stuff, and it all integrates, and so I don't want to just plug it in 3 to 6 months. I really want to understand what my long-term strategy should be to move to the cloud and plan that out.
So does SAP need to do more in terms of helping answer some of those questions?
Yes, they need to dumb it down. They need to dumb it down for us, because the people that most of the business, the salespeople are talking to our business people, right? And HR doesn't ask these questions, and they'll come to us and they say, we know what we want. And when you deep drill the questions, they really don't know what they want, or they haven't really thought about how it's going to talk to another piece of the system, or what it's going to look like when an employee logs on and the information transfer isn't immediate. They don't see the immediate change that happened in their personnel data. It's another change management. It's not insurmountable, but it's things that need to be considered.
Let's kind of wrap up on that note. I'll put you on the spot next, Paul.
Okay.
What's the one thing you would like SAP to do as you look out at your roadmap going forward? What would you like to see from them?
From an integration standpoint, we've talked about it a lot this week with other meetings. I think having templates or kind of mini roadmaps for if I need to attach this system to that system or add this system onto that system, and even specific to which versions of those systems you're running, a roadmap and an architecture layout or even options would be helpful versus talking to consultants and trying to figure it out on your own, which is just very inefficient, and we all have to do that individually versus having a template.
Chris?
I would agree with that. I think having, if you want to call it a matrix, we love options. But with options come, all right, do I take a left or a right? Yes, and more complexity. And I think just having some clarity as to what the best options would be for my organization, for Paul, for Sherryanne's.
Yes.
Right. Paul, I'll give you the last word.
I think I would just add to what everyone said, except, you know, SAP has acquired a lot of products over the past 5 years. And as they try to integrate them in the system, that's the real value proposition. Because absent that, you end up with other functional executives who say, well, why not this product or this product or this product? And we have a why not SAP strategy at Charmer Sunbelt Group. And so when you say, well, the integration's there, that kind of melts away the other arguments, because to Paul's point, you can roll it out faster, you can move much faster with an integrated system. And so I think that's a challenge for SAP, and it's a challenge for ASUG to help our membership understand what that roadmap looks like and how those products will be integrated.
Well, thank you all for being here and also being board members. You guys do a fabulous job.
Thank
You've
you.
got great leadership here.
Great.
Thank
you, Tom.
Thanks, Tom.
We'll come back next year and do a follow-up. How about
Okay.
that? We'll see a year later how we're doing.
Yep.
Sounds good.
That'll be
Terrific.
interesting.
Right. Thank you for watching interviews on asugnews.com. Here live from ASUG Annual Conference and Sapphire Now.